Hello everyone, welcome back to Juice and Foods. Summer just ended. I trust you all had a wonderful summer and are settling into the next season nicely. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button and also the bell notification so you're the first to know when I upload new videos. And to my Juice and Foods team, thanks so much for your continued support. I really appreciate it. I hope you all checked out my summer juice and drinks videos. I'll leave them as recommended videos at the end of this video, so do check them out. So let's get into today's video. I'm going to be showing you how I make my simple tomato sauce or tomato stew at home. It's tasty and flavorful, and I'm sure you'll start making yours this way. I'm going to show you two methods to make this tomato sauce. I have about 1.5 kilos of red tomatoes here. The best tomatoes to use are Roma or beef tomatoes. I also have some peppers, basically 4 different types. Small red ball peppers known as tatashe, the long red chili peppers called shombo, the green scotch bonnet peppers for flavor, and the red scotch bonnet peppers also known as rodo or ata rodo for heat. I am also going to be using 1 ginger root, which is already cut in half, and a couple of red onions. You can check the description for the exact recipe. I'm going to divide the tomatoes and peppers in half as I'm going to be showing you 2 methods to make this tomato sauce. The first method, I cut the tomatoes and put in my blender. Now you don't have to do this. You can put your tomatoes whole if your blender can take it. I just want to make it easier on my blender. You can also deseed the peppers if you don't want too much heat. I'm not going to be doing that because I love the heat in my tomato sauce. Then I add some water, basically 1 1/4 cups of water to my blender and blend as finely as my blender can. And then we're going to start cooking. On low to medium heat and in a pot or saucepan, I am going to add 1 cup of vegetable oil and 1 chopped red onion. And then I'm going to leave to saute for a bit. I usually add my spices to the onions at the beginning because I have found that the flavor of the spices are more pronounced if I add them to the sauteing onions than if I add them later. So, when we're making tomato stew or sauce, we want to build up the flavors. So as the onions are sauteing, we're going to be adding the spices one after the other. First, I add the garlic powder. Stir and let saute for a bit, around 20 to 30 seconds. Then I add the curry powder and repeat. Afterward, I add the black pepper. And then I add the thyme. Stir and also let saute. Remember to keep it on low or medium heat and keep stirring the spices and the onions to prevent them from burning. Otherwise, that would defeat the whole purpose of making a tomato sauce. Finally, I add my bouillon or Maggi cubes. That's optional though. And I also add salt to taste. Now you don't want to over fry your spices and onions, so if they're getting too dry or sticking to the bottom of your pot, just add a little bit of water to make a small paste. Mine doesn't need that, so I'm just going to go right ahead to add the tomato and pepper mix. Then I'm going to leave to cook on medium to high heat until the excess water evaporates and the tomato changes color to a deeper red and the oil rises to the top. I will check and stir the sauce at intervals, that is around every 3 to 5 minutes, and adjust the fire to prevent any burning. After about 10 to 15 minutes of cooking, depending on what kind of tomato stew I am making, I'm going to add either beef, chicken, or fish broth and let to cook for some few more minutes. Now, mine is just a simple tomato stew, so I am not adding any broth. After about 20 to 25 minutes of cooking, as you can see, the stew has significantly reduced in size as the water has evaporated. And also you can see some oil floating on the top. So last but not least, I'm going to add my crayfish powder to give it extra flavor. I'm going to stir that in and let simmer on low heat for about 2 to 3 minutes. And voila! The tomato sauce is ready. For the second method, I cut the tomatoes into half or big chunks, the same with the peppers and onions, and of course the ginger, and put into the pot. Add 1.5 cups of water and then boil on medium heat as is. After about 5 to 7 minutes, the tomatoes and onions are boiling. I turn off the fire and leave to cool down. When the tomatoes are cool, I'm going to put them in the blender and blend. After blending, if you do not want to make your tomato sauce right away, you can just pour in a container like so and store in your freezer, and it should keep for a long while. When you're ready, you can just thaw it and make your tomato sauce. If you're ready to make your tomato sauce right away, just do so by repeating the previous process of sauteing the onions and spices in oil and then adding the tomato pepper mix. Only this time you're using already boiled tomatoes instead of raw tomatoes. Now I prefer the second method because I find that the texture of the tomato sauce is smoother and tastes better, I guess because the tomatoes were first boiled. So guys, I just repeat the process of sauteing the onions and spices in the oil, adding the spices one after the other to build up the flavor, and then adding the tomato pepper mix, stirring at different intervals, and then cooking till the excess water evaporates and the oil rises to the top of the stew. And voila! The tomato stew or the tomato sauce is ready. Tomato sauce or stew is extremely common in Nigerian cooking, if not the nucleus of the cooking. Tomato sauce is eaten with rice, spaghetti, yams, etc. Okay, that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Please share and give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment and try out this recipe. I would also like to know which is your favorite method and how tomato sauce is made in your own country. If you haven't subscribed, do hit the subscribe and notification button and follow me on social media at Juice and Foods on Facebook and Instagram. I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Ciao!